Dude, this book is a babe magnet. They think I'm like, what's that word? Smart. So, characterization. Let's start with Raskolnikova. He's a feisty one. He's a rascal. In extreme poverty. In like a tiny rented room in the city of St. Petersburg in Russia. See, I can do that because I'm an actor. I'm so cool. He is believed to be a very intelligent young man, and he occasionally considers himself to be a genius. And I actually did some research. Me, Joey. I did research. And although Reznikoff may not be as demeaning as Shitzer to the women in his life, Raskolnikov is indeed playing a cat and mouse chase within his own life. Whether he is the cat or the mouse is the real question. He is, in my point of view, I mean, I'm just throwing that out there, I'm just Joey, but I think he's like the cat because he controls the murder. But he is the mouse in that the murder consumes him, which is very indicative of his name, which means schism / split. Split. Raskolnikov embodies this name in that he splits himself from others. He is undergoing his own isolation or split, especially when he bids his family farewell. That's so sad. And when Raskolnikov leaves his family, he goes immediately to Sonia's house. His mean-spirited taunting of Sonia in this part reminds the reader of an earlier work by Dostoevsky, The Underground Man. This is the religious part of the novel, where Sonia's faith is emphasized. He has her read the raising of Lazarus from the New Testament in the Bible that Lizaveta gave her. Then they agree to go together and take suffering on themselves. Raskolnikov tells her that he knows who committed the murder. And Shivindagailov is listening through the door of a neighboring flat. Dude, he's really creepy. He's creeping me out. Look, I have goosebumps. Dunya is Raskolnikov's sister. She is sacrificial. She's just like me. She sacrifices herself for her family. I sacrifice myself for womankind. Dude, I have to spread my manhood around the whole entire community. And what do I get in return? Well, we'll leave that under the covers. That's a knee slapper. The name Dunya portrays a determined, independent, loyal, and persevering nature, which is what the character Dunya in the novel is. She is willing to sacrifice herself for the sake of her family. Dunya is, well, a lady, if I may say so myself. She's so sacrificing. She, wants to marry this meanie guy, Lutsen, in order to save herself from, poorness. Dude, she's almost as sacrificing as me. I go out into the world and I spread, my manhood around the community. By not being with one chick, I'm bringing the love to all. Dude, I'm like Jesus. Except with the cross, I sacrifice with something else. Anywho, she marries this guy, Peter Lutsen. Dude sounds like a total controller. I don't know about this man, but I can tell you something. She's sure nice. She's willing to sacrifice herself for the sake of her family. The name Junior displays an urge to creativity and originality, often to the point of alienating. Words are so hard. Alienating others. This alienation could be seen in how Raskolnikov, in Book 4, bids farewell to his family. She is very decisive and brave, especially when she calls off her engagement to Lutsen after Lutsen insulted her family. Oh, so Lutsen. His name gives me the heebie-jeebies. Lutsen. He is junior suitor or finance. He is wealthy and middle-aged. He comes from a very narrow-minded background, where primary goals are to marry beautiful, intelligent, but poor girls, such as Junior. By marrying such a poor girl, Lutsen feels that Junior would be in debt to him. Now, I know that you all may be wondering what Lutsen is, and I think Lutsen is a very patriarchal man. He wants Junior because he cannot have her or ownership of her, and it is very indicative of a cat and mouse chase. Lutsen's a controller! The predator and the prey. Lutsen is all about control and the confidence over said control, which is why he reacts in amazement and shock when Junior calls off the engagement. Even from the start, he was very mannered and in control of himself and his actions, such as when he takes off his coat. In page 295, he embodied duality in that he, on the surface, was very polite in society, but who directly was crossed in anything. Page 295. He exuded a polite intellectual, but harbored a naughty. Oh my god. He harbored a haughty personality. His treatment of people is indicative of his haughtiness. He is very hostile and thinks of himself highly, especially when he gave a hostile glance sidelong at Raskolnikov's friend. So he recognizes the competition for Junior. But dude, I don't have to worry about competition. I mean, ladies, they just flock themselves at me. All I have to do is just, how you doing? They're all over me like flies on butter.
Women. Yeah.